Tamar. Hi.
I'm B. Hi.
So last week what we worked on was some basic 6-count stuff. So I'm going to bring you into closed position. For closed position, there were certain things that we needed to address, like our contact points. One of them is for the leads. You're going anywhere from the wrist to the elbow, but ideally in the middle of the forearm. Anywhere from the armpit to the bottom of the rib cage, ideally in the middle. So that's your first contact point. Your hand just kind of rests on her back. You're not gripping or grabbing or anything like that. For the girls, what you want to do is rest your hand and then tie a string around the wrist. Just bring up the wrist. And then you're going to kind of just see where you're comfortable in here, but the goal is to not have too much space in here because that weight of your arm is going to make a solid connection point again. Then on this side, we don't want to be facing each other like this. We want to be on a 90-degree angle for our bodies as if we were the head of an arrow, and the line of the arrow is telling us where our rock steps are going to go. This hand isn't entirely important, but if we are going to connect with it, it's going to be the leads checking to see if there's rain, pointing to her belly button, and then she's going to place her hand gently on top. Hopefully she's resting her hand completely so that her arm, that weight of her arm is actually going to give us another point of connection here. As far as where our hands are connecting, we're taking the forefinger of the lead and touching it to the palm, right here where the fingers meet the palm. That'll give us the strongest connection point. And then we're going to try to keep our wrists nice and relaxed and straight. If we're having too many bends up and down and in the wrist, we're going to blur the lines of communication. So once we have this, we start rocking forward and back to the music. Ideally, we start going forward on 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a rock step. We rock back together, and then our triple steps are digging into the ground. Forward and forward, back and back. And since we don't stay in one spot, we rotate counterclockwise so that she's always dancing into the lead's arm. So we go rock, step, cut her off, bring her back, rock, step, cut her off, bring her back. If I start to go in the other direction, it's move her over, let her go into open, and I can cut her off and scoop her up to bring her back into basic. I think that's all we did last week, right?
I think so.
Cool. There you go.